what is on your sticky notes is part of fluency or it's not part of being a fluent reader.
And we didn't color code them, so like all the pinks or all the oranges don't go in a certain place, so that's what I was doing, but they caught me, so I tried to.
There are 6 and once you figured it out, you need to come figure sticky on the chart.
And you can work with people around you to figure out.
You can call a friend if you need to.
Just making sure. Put it on the line.
Yeah, get it in the middle.
Hey, can you put comprehend on the middle line?
This way you're right. Either way, you look good.
Okay, so what did we think was fluency?
Reading accurately and automatically, can read easily, read with expression, word recognition, making adjustments according to text for purpose, comprehension.
Okay, what was not fluency?
Speed reading, words in isolation, reading through punctuation,
And comprehension.
and comprehension.
So when you're thinking about, I'm thinking about the kids that I had last year, and when they would come up to read, a lot of my kids had a lot of those. It's not fluency, but you kind of think, oh, well, they can read really fast. That's got to be fluency. Well, just because they can read really fast doesn't mean that they're reading for meaning. It doesn't mean that they're comprehending. It doesn't mean that they're getting anything out. I know several years ago I had a little boy, and he blew dibbles out of the water. I mean, he was like over 200 on everything, and he was just, didn't miss a word, didn't miss a beat, and he was just, I thought, God, he's a great reader. Look at how fast, look at how many words he got. He's the best reader I've ever had. So he really, I mean, he read super fast, and he got every word. He was a great decoder. But when you would go to retail, yeah, he could tell you the parts of the story, but did he really have fluency? No, he was just reading like NASCAR. I mean, he was going so fast, but he wasn't expressive. He didn't have a good rate or anything like that. Tracy, Kelly? So you gotta think of all those things into account when you're thinking about fluency, because it's not just about reading fast. It's not just about all those things. They have to have all those different pieces to be considered a fluent reader.
And I will tell my little story. Like, when I remember being in 5th grade, and my reading teacher in 5th grade was also had been my first grade reading teacher. And I remember we were reading a basal reader, and it was the Happy Round Robin reading. I was sitting there waiting on all those kids to read, because I was a speed reader. And my teacher looked up, and I'll never forget, she said, "It's 5 minutes until lunch. Kelly, read." Buddy, I read that whole basal story. We got it done. I don't know what point that was, but we got that whole basal story read. And, to me, well, I was a good reader. Well, I really wasn't. I just could speed read. But to her, I sounded like a good reader because I could get us through that story, And so when I think about fluency, I think about that a lot because all I could do was speed read. Well.
So today we're going to talk about just understanding the role of fluency in word recognition, oral reading, and comprehension, and kind of talk about the sequence of instructional strategies to kind of get you to how to instruct kids to be fluent readers. Fluency is defined as the ability to read a text easily, quickly, and with expression. Do you guys agree with that? Have you anything else to add to that? Do you girls have anything to add to that?
We wrote it. We think it sounds good.
There's 3 components of fluency: accuracy, rate, and prosody. Prosody was my new word that I have in my suitcase. I haven't put that one in their suitcase. So what is accuracy? versus automaticity, which means recognizing the words instantaneously. So that's something that we look at when we progress monitor each week too. With our dibbles, is we have to calculate the accuracy rate to make sure that that's not an interference for our kids. The next thing we look at is rate. When I think of rate, what comes to mind? Speed. That's exactly what it's talking about. It indicates how accurately and quickly a reader reads connected text. It's measured in words per minute. It can be measured on a grade level text, and it shows students' proficiency compared to other students. And it can be measured on a student's independent level for instructional purposes, and it gauges students' independent practice. So when kids are reading a text with me, I'll look to see, are they slow and laborious? Are they quick and speedy? Are they just at a just right pace? So those are the things I'll look at when I listen to kids read as well. The next component is expression. This has a lot of different pieces to it too, about pausing, phrasing, the rhythm in which they read, the pitch that they use, the smoothness, and they read, is it really choppy? Are they reading word by word by word? And the stress that they put on their words when they're reading.
And that was something like when I was working with my intervention kids, even on swooping, like we got that part down, but then we were chopping with our swooping. So like they might say, I can pause to take a breath, you know, but it was still like they had them grouped, but they were still, those groups of words were chopping. So it's a hard, you know, to me that takes a lot of modeling and a lot of practice for them, but I think it's so important what kind of text we give them. You know, if it's a grade level text, well that's fine. I can see across the board what that looks like for my kids, but you know, if I'm gonna give little Sally, who's a D reader, the same text that I'm giving little Billy Bob, who's a J reader, you know, that's not gonna be instruction for that little one who really can't read anything. So that's why we're trying to tie it into these different levels of text for you guys.
I think about the kids that I had last year. One little boy, he was a good reader. I mean, he was where he needed to be, but when he would read, he would, you know, the cat went to the store to get the food. Like, he was just very word by word, and it was, come on. I mean, it would take all day to get through a little 3-sentence page. And another little boy, he was probably on an IJ, and every time he would read, he would say, the cat went through the door, and it was like he was getting out of breath each time, and we would have to say, slow down, you know, because they get anxious, and they get really, you know, and we had to go back a lot with him to kind of get that right, because he just didn't know. Kirkwood? Okay, so Tracy and I were super busy at the end of the year, so we do not have any videos of our kiddos, sorry Tamisha. So we YouTube some videos. We're gonna play Name That Interference. So we're gonna let you listen to 3 different clips of kids reading, and I want you guys to be thinking, what are some things these kids are struggling with, and what are some things these kids are doing well with? Yeah, you can. You all get a sticky.
So jot your notes down if you so wish to do so.
Can you repeat what the 4 things fluency was? I only got accuracy, rate, and expression. Was there another?
Yeah. Well, expression and prosody is kind of the same thing.
I like your little posters that you add to the side. Are you gonna put the PowerPoint on the future?
It
Are you gonna print
is.
those out and put them with our posters?
It is,
Y'all are gonna be poster to
Pinterest
There'll be no empty wall
and
space.
Teachers Pay Teachers have those posters.
There you go. Oh, you're the camera lady.
But it's on Teachers for Education.
Having sticky note trouble, I'm sorry.
How would this is not interference. Okay, but you did not get one.
Okay, we'll listen to mystery reader number 1.
while the police officer and the others started walking back to the brown house. Pam tried to pull Mover away from the hole, but he wouldn't move. Then Pam heard a tiny voice say, "Mama." It started to and start to cry. Officer, Pam shouted, "The baby is here." Milner found her. Everybody rushed back to the hole. When they listened, they could hear a tiny voice of the baby. The hole was too small for any of the people to get in, but a few minutes later, some people ran up with.
So, what did you think about that little girl as a reader? If she were in your classroom, what would you think her strengths and weaknesses were? No expression. I'm sorry?
A lot of pausing.
Lots of pauses, it wasn't smooth.
Now, she was, reading on a third grade level, so. But we just felt like she was just reading the words.
She were in my room.
It wasn't her
probably
just
would be
reading
reading
that text.
She wouldn't be able to come back and retell what she read. You could tell she was just reading